What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Turkey Channel. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Got some people in the chat. Kurt24, what's going on, Mr. Bullshitter? What's up, CNT Prepper? Well, CNT Prepper, sorry, CNT Designs and ours. What's going on? Carbon Q, how are you? Hope everybody's doing well. You know, hope everybody's doing well. I got my camera back. Pretty hype about that. Pretty hype about that. Sorry, guys. I don't understand. What is it about every time I go live, everybody wants to hit me up? I don't know what it is. Just like when I got out of work. As soon as it hits 5, boom, phone starts going nuts and does not stop. Tech Money, what up? Joe Va, how are you? How are you? Mud and Munitions, what's going on? Brody, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna wait for the chat to go in a little more, come in a little more. Sorry. Oh man, what did I do? I hate when I click things on here and things just go wrong. Forget today we're gonna start the Toys for Tots. We're gonna wait for a little bit more people to go on, you know. So pretty much for those who don't know, Toys for Tots, we wow, that's crazy. Thank you, Kurt. That was fast. Yeah, so pretty much for those who don't know, who are fairly new to the channel at this point, if you've been around for months, I'm not going to consider you new. But if you haven't been around for the last few years, uh, pretty much every year we do a Toys for Tots, right? We collect donations. This year we're going to team up with some companies. Usually MD Arsenal's in on it with us. MD Arsenal is a hub for Toys for Tots for donations. The turkeys love the kids. Pretty much what happens is we accept donations and we go shopping for the kids. Legit. We just go shopping for the kids. You know, we film it and everything. We go shopping for the kids. Last Christmas video didn't come out because we didn't get it to complete and it was super awkward. You know, we did post pictures and stuff. We essentially filled up a Durango, literally back seats, the seats all the way down. We filled up a Durango from the back of the front seats all the way till we barely can close the trunk. And we donated it to a woman and kids shelter. And the people never got back to us, which is super weird. It is what it is. You know, we asked them, they were like, yo, we don't allow you know, if you don't work there or whatever, we don't allow people in. I was like, yo, I get it. I understand that. You know, especially it being like strictly women and kids. Um, yeah, never sent the video. Never sent the video. And I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, it is what it is. So shout out to that company, but this year we will not be dealing with them, you know. Yeah, I think it's does it need to be like publicized? No. But us kind of knowing that at least it went there and like visually seeing it is kind of cool, you know. I don't know. It's just something about like, you know, looking out for the kids. You know what I'm saying? For sure, looking out for the kids. And if you don't want to donate, you know, it's fine. Completely understood. You can, you know, I just suggest and I think you should go and you know, donate to your local Toys for Tots. But you know, we definitely you know, appreciate everybody who's been with us in the beginning, you know, from the beginning doing this. And hopefully this year we can make a banger. We can make a banger. Hopefully this year it would be super nice. Yeah, so you know, for the kids, nonetheless, you know, got to look out. If you guys, yo, I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat had a year or two or a few in their life where it wasn't in, you know, your parents' budget and you didn't get a toy. You know, think about that. Think about that, how you felt, and then think about the kids who year after year after year after year after year don't get anything. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurts. So No problem, Jess. So, we just like to, look out for the kids and stuff. And, Jess, what's going on? Ethan, how are you? No, I did not say toys for thoughts. Jova, absolutely not. Mike Hen, what's going on? Jen Champ, what up? That's crazy. So there he goes. Jova, you getting her started up. Don't do that. You're gonna get her started up. By the way, I got my camera back. Just dropped the video. I told you guys last week that was gonna happen, and it did. There's another video in the pipeline. Uh, got to get back on it. Got my camera back. Gotta start dropping these videos. February 31st. What's that? He said you can put an argan on it. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, I did. I did. I didn't realize how I should have double checked. It was too late. The lighting, I wasn't too happy with that. But it's one of those. This is the dope thing about YouTube, right? You can make a video. You can film a video. Once it gets edited up, you can like you go and look at it, and each and every video there's going to be something you like and something that you don't like. And the things that you don't like, you just got to be conscious about. You got to pay attention to it a little more. It is what it is. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you're raffling off the Vergara? That's odd. That's odd. Thank you, Mud. I appreciate it. It was just it was, uh just gotta, sorry, I got something in my eye. Whatever. Yep. Yeah, you know this. So yeah, that's that. You know, I'm gonna for those who don't, I'll put it up here. Where's it at? Oh, what the hell I did? There we go. All right, guys. If you're gonna donate, we appreciate it, right? That's the Cash App. Please, 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 in the note, put your name. Put your name, please. Put your name in the note and put Toys for Tots. Please. Put your YouTube handle so I understand, because some of you ladies and guys, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have your YouTube handle and I don't know your real name, which is fine. Which is fine. Anything helps, just looking out for the kids. Excuse me. They're just looking out for the kids. That's more or less what it is. CNT, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. Life is lifing, but that happens with everybody. Everybody goes through life and stuff and deals what they deal with, and that's that. You just got to move forward. There's no really dwelling on the situation or situations that you're going through. You just think your way through and you keep pushing. You just keep moving. Oof. Oh man. Sorry about that. Your real name is Buttercup. What's up, Buttercup? Yeah, so that's it is what it is. So after Tuesday and after dropping this video about, shout out Arkin, by the way. Arkin sent out a EP5, which is a 525 by 56 scope. They also sent out an LPVO, which after Tuesday I kind of said I am a fan of LPVOs, and I stated in a video that I am a fan of LPVOs. Siege, thank you. it's I wanted to get into this. I wanted to get into this. And, if anybody wants to hop in and talk about it and or argue, agree, disagree, argue, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm dropping the link right there. We can have at it. That's fucking hilarious, Jess. You are funny. Yeah. So yes, every last one of those, a scope, obviously it's going to be for distance, a red dot and a reticle, you can use them. You got to know your holdovers. LPVO, this new stuff, the MPVO, which I am not completely sold on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. MD Arsenal has them, MD Arsenal has fire hats. I'm going to tell you this right now. If it's any company that I've ever dealt with that branded something and made it dope, is MD Arsenal. And MD Arsenal has a lot of different hats. They got flavors of hats. You can get this, the straight brim, trucker style, like a regular snapback, black, white, green, gray, FDE, every color, all kinds of colorways. It's insane. These are actually like legit my favorite hats. If you guys haven't noticed, I wear these hats a lot. I wear these hats like just about everywhere I go. So outside of me absolutely loving people at MD Arsenal, loving MD Arsenal, I genuinely love that, and I have multiple different kinds. So I actually just got a new one. Height over bore is a thing for perps. Yeah, height over bore absolutely is a thing. And the higher you go on that riser, is the higher the more different your point of aim from point of impact on all sides. On all sides. I love straight. Yo, bro, I just like hats. You know what I'm saying? I got all kinds of hats. I have a lot of hats. And I'm not gonna say I have a lot of sneakers because I used to have a lot of sneakers, but I don't. But just like when I had a lot of sneakers, bro, I would wear like the same thing I do now, 1 or 2 pair, consistently, constantly, every day, 1 or 2 pair. Switch them out. Hats, probably got 2, 3 hats that I put in circulation. Got a bunch of fucking hats. Tori, what's going on? But yeah, so there's back to the scopes and the stuff like that. So it really does come down to what you use and how much do you use it and how much do you stretch the legs. You know what I'm saying? Because Fish, I wish Fish was here because Fish said something like, "Oh, using an LPVO and CQB," and it's like, yo, not everything's gonna be fucking CQB. What if I just need to see? What if I just need to see? Like, what if I just want to check some shit out? There's no adjustment on a magnifier or the ones that I've seen, LPVO, you can adjust and you can see far, very far. Kangol. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, it's all about what you shoot with. It's all about what you shoot with. Pretty sure Jovar's gonna hop on in a few and have a whole fucking song and dance about this thing. Bobby Johnson, appreciate you, bro. Anything for the kids? Absolutely. Um so they like it the MPVOs, right? Let's talk about that for a second. MPVO, that's a 2 by a 2.5 by 8. Like I think that's kind of, it's not pointless, but it's pointless. Because technically with an LPVO, you can run it CQB. Now, That 200 yards in, you'll be absolutely fine with that LPVO. Absolutely fine with the LPVO. Now, Fish mentioned something like, oh, somebody pops around the corner, because when Fish says CQB, he's meaning in the house, right? He's meaning in the house. And in the reality of it, if you are in a house, I don't know about you guys, but within that 10 yards, if you just point your rifle and shoot and you miss, you got work to do. You at that point, you could just point shoot. Just like with a pistol. With a pistol, it's a point shoot situation. You're not sitting there lining up your irons. You're not sitting there looking through your red dot. If you're indoors, if you're in your house, if you bend the corner, somebody's right there. You're going to be like, oh shit, bang, bang, bang. Same thing with an AR. Whether it's a 8-inch, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5, 13.7, 13.9, 14.5, 16. Maximum point blank zero range. Absolutely. Like you're not gonna use it. And yeah, you can. There's that option too, Roblox. You're absolutely right. You can mount that red dot on top. But once again, if you're in the house, you're not red dot. You're not just like, oh my God, like looking through my red dot for target acquisition. You're not doing that. You're fucking pointing out and you're shooting. Guaranteed. I guarantee you. 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 And even the go fast guys, you know, the guys that this is their job, the operators, the tier 1, the tier 2 guys, you know, even the regular guys that are just stacked up, even police officers that train and do this, bro, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They train so much that they know within, if they have their rifle, you're within that 20 feet, you're done. You're done. It is a 2-inch holdover. You're right. It red dot on top of well, you can also adjust your red dot, but then that gets funky on the distance. It depends on where you're going to zero that red dot. And absolutely, your natural instinct will take over. If you train a lot and you train a lot and you train a lot, I guarantee you, when you crack off those few shots, it's going to be nuts. You will be dead on target. I actually challenge you guys, right? I actually challenge you guys. When you go to the range, crack off 30 slow rounds, 30 slow rounds of you aiming, doing the same thing. Pick up, point, shoot. Wait a second, go up, point, shoot. Just work on your form. 30 reps of that. Do 30 reps of that. 30 reps of that. And on the 31, speed it up. And I guarantee you, your shot, if it's not on the money of where those other shots are, it's not going to be far off. You will still be on target. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Now, for these dudes who train and do this, bro, they're forced to do this for thousands of rounds. Constantly thousands of rounds. Bro, they're going to be on the money. Even if you're in your house, if you train even half of that, if you train a quarter of that, within that distance, if they're down your fucking hallway, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it matters what you got. Are you sitting there aiming with a shotgun, even if it's a slug? No. You're just gonna send it, and then you're gonna send another one, and then you're gonna send another one, and you're gonna send another one. I don't know. If anybody disagrees with me, feel free to say it in the chat or hop on. I dropped the link. You know? So, Silverback, what up? I'm just saying, that's just my thought process on it. And it's not even so much of a thought process. It is a thought process. I'm not sitting here talking like I'm some go fast guy or some operator or anything like that. And I did this for a living and I was overseas or I was stateside blowing doors down and getting paid for it. You know, like, this is just the reality of it. It's just natural reaction, right? If you grew up fighting your brothers and sisters and you grew up scrapping, if somebody runs up on you and startles you, what your first reaction is literally to probably swing. And chances are you generally connect or you get real fucking close to connecting. How many of those pranks you've seen where people pop out on people and there's always those few dudes that are like, ah, and they just clip them immediately. They're just like, they jump and they're like, oh shit. And that's their immediate reaction, is to throw that swing. That wasn't a calculated, we're boxing swing. No, that was immediate, off rip. I got startled, first reaction, bang. Same thing. If somebody's in your house, immediately when you see them, if you have your firearm, you're like, yo, I know who's in my house. You know, you're going to immediately point, shoot, bang. And I guarantee you there's not I guarantee you, but there's a good chance you're going to hit them. There's a good chance. And then there's also another chance that you're probably going to keep firing. It's either you're going to hit them and keep firing, or you're probably not going to shoot at all. You know, look, that Toy, that's wild. That's wild. He said I knocked out my boss because he jumped out from behind the door. Bro, you know, I bet that was a lesson for your boss, never to jump out on your ass again. You know, so that's my whole thing with the LPVO thing and the red dot and the reticle. Shit, you could have your bolt gun with a scope on it and you're just going to fucking boom. You could have no optic on it. And if you shoot, chances are you're going to hit that target, you know, on the first round, like for sure. Just saying. So, you know, it's all about what you want to use, what you like to use, what you're comfortable with, right? Once again, I say this all the time. Where do you live? What makes more sense for you? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get it. Not everybody wants an LPVO on their shit. It's bulky. It's big, you know? Not everybody's into long range shooting or shooting at a distance where they need a scope. You know, some people like something with a reticle, like an EOTech, where you have point of reference. You know, some people just like that red dot. It's like, yo, if my red dot is on you, that's where my round's going. Yo.
Hey, what's up? Hey, thanks for having me on.
Hey, what's going on? It's always a pleasure. You know that.
Nah, man. I'll be making shit up as I go along.
You're good at it, bro. You should be a politician.
Hey.
Beans in the tub, baby.
Hey, man. I had Glocks and rocks in the sock.
You guys are just like, hey, shit. That's funny. What's going on?
Not much, man.
That's good. That's good, man.
I got to take my daily constitution. I had a hard day at work today.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
Hey, so one of those things someone wrote about height over bore.
Yeah.
It's a thing, but it's not a thing. Like back in the day, they used to say run your optic as low to the bore as possible. Now it's like run it high. And in all honesty, it really doesn't matter what your height over bore is as long as you know what it is and you can make the adjustments. One place where it matters, if let's say you're running an AR and you start shooting against barricades, get what your height over bore is, because now I'm looking through my optic. And let's say I got 2 inches or 1.93. My optic's up here, but my barrel's down here. And I'm looking over that fence, but my barrel's still pointing at the fence. And I'm wondering why I'm missing. You're shooting into the barrier. There's an instance of a police sniper doing that once they're like out in Denver or someplace out west. And then he made the adjustment. I was talking about maximum point blank zero range. You know, hunters use that good old Kentucky windage. That means that, say, from 0 to 200, you know, my bullet's only going to go, you know, plus or minus 3 inches either way. So I got a 6-inch thing I'm going to hit, you know, well within. So you can just hold that center mass and you'll go 3 inches low or 3 inches high, out to 180 or whatever, you know, from muzzle to there. There's a lot of options, but, you know, just pick what you like and train on that. There's really no right way, in my opinion. During that course, I ran a 1 to 10 LPVO. I kept it on like 1.5 was the max I pushed it out to, unless I was spotting for someone else to call impacts and to get wind readings. You know,
another win for the LPVO.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there. I do like LPVOs. I like red dots. I love reticles. I love them all. Absolutely. But let me tell you something. I've been in the situations where somebody's running their red dot, you know, or the reticle, the EOTech, and I am sitting there with my LPVO like, go ahead, bro, I'm going to spot for you. Because all the spotters are busy. If I had a red dot, I wouldn't be able to spot for them. You know, just another plus. I'm just saying. I'm a little biased here, but
they come in handy now with a lot of your red dots. EOTech makes a 4-dot joint, right? But you really need a magnifier to see all 4 dots, and you know it's calibrated out to 600. For the short distances, like 7 yards, you know, you got that sub tension, that one line at the bottom. That's like 7-0 hold, 7-yard hold, right? But you have to zero it to your ammo and your platform because no one knows what that thing is zero to. Is it 0 to 77 grain, 193, a 16-inch barrel, a 14-inch barrel, a 20-inch barrel? So you have to go out there and learn your system. My opinion where the LPVO shines is it has a reticle in there. So no matter what they zeroed it to, I can take it out and zero it to my setup.
Yep.
Right. But
you know, it's a very it's simple, but it's not simple. It's simple, but it's not simple. If you run it and you run it a lot and you spend a lot of time with it, you're gonna know it. Like you're gonna be like, yo, that's no problem. But if you run it to like, yo, I like say if I had a red dot and I ran my red dot to 150, right? When I get to 200, I'll probably be okay. When I get to 250, I'll probably be okay. When I get to 300, I'll probably 350. Things are gonna get shaky real fast.
Yeah,
it's gonna get shaky real fast.
And then like this is where like knowing your dope, you know, comes in. I'm not talking about black tar versus you know shit from the Golden Triangle. I'm talking about I talking about bitch and boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Previous engagements because let's take a EOTech with the 2 dots, the EXP2, right? I know that first dot is 5200, that second dot is 400 or 500. So if I'm going in between that, I have to figure out and split the difference, right, and kind of guess it. Now I can also use that to range because that circle reticle is 68 MOA. And for the sake of argument, we're just going to say that that's an individual that's 5'10". That's 5'8" at 100 meters or 100 yards. That's 68 MOA, right? Yep. If they fill up the circle. They also have a little pamphlet that shows you that and some other stuff. And we know that the hash marks are both 7 MOA. So I got 68 plus 14 is 82. That's 610. Right, an individual at 6'10" at that yard, so you can kind of gauge it and everything else. You can kind of gauge like you got something that's laying down, you know, the width of it. But that's a lot of math to be doing.
Yeah,
you know? That's a hell of a lot of math.
You're hoping good with numbers.
Yeah.
CNT, I do not do 36-meter zeros. I do 50-yard zeros. My preference. Dude, if I'm not mistaken, dude runs 36-meter zeros. I believe Fish does as well. Once again, it's about where you live. My 50-yard zero takes care of a lot of work for me on what I'm using and where I'm at the distance, you know, of just holding over. It does on the setup I have with the LPVO. It does everything I need it to do. Like very, very easy. It keeps me. I'm gonna be honest. I've said this before. On my 50-yard zero on a 13.9, I just did my personal best 2 weeks ago, and I shot 650 yards, not touching my turrets, just hold over, and it did it multiple times. And that's when my trigger broke, which it is fixed, by the way. I did fix my trigger. I did break my trigger. And that thing was doing things it wasn't supposed to do. It was fun, absolutely. But definitely was doing things it wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah, hey, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get you a 10-250 real easy.
Yeah, I was like, wow, look at that. 50 is the way, you know, integrity for some people, you know what I'm saying? 50 is the way. Some people are like, yo, they like that 36.
Yeah.
Some people like 100, you
Yeah.
know, some people like 25 yards. I'm not there to judge anybody. If it's like, in my eyes, is if you have a 25, a 36, a 50 or 100, cool. I hope you know how to use it. And that's where, like, it's like, make sure you know where you're at for the most part, you know?
And I would say no matter what your zero is, take it out and reconfirm it, because
This is true.
25 crosses back over at 250, then 36 crosses over at 300 for a 16-inch, for a 20-inch, whatever. But that's, you know, who's running a 16-inch and who's running a 20-inch with full spec NATO. So take your stuff out and confirm it, and you know what your offsets are. Because depending upon, you know, if you live in a city environment with short blocks and everything else, you might not need a 100-yard zero, you know, because potentially all your engagements are inside of 100 yards. It's nice to be able to shoot out to 100 yards with no holdover.
Holdover, yeah.
You know, that's that maximum point blank zero range, where I know that bullet's only going to drop 2 inches and rise 2 inches. So I can aim straight on your sternum and just zip you up. You know what I mean? Give them a sternum rub.
Sternum rub, that sternum shit. If it's good enough to wake you up when you knocked out, it's good enough to put your ass down when you're standing up, bro. Guarantee you.
Yeah. You know, and then also taking into consideration the other factor is your ammunition. All ammo's not created equal. You know.
He says I zero all LPVOs at the 300 hash mark, and then all hashes drops are on. Then I verify 100 to see exactly where they're at. That's interesting.
Hey, DB Cooper, man, that's it. Shit, man. You got to show me that trick.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting.
All like that, man. You got that voodoo. You got that magic touch.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Huh. Yeah. I want to see that shit happen too, bro. Yo, bro, I want to see that. That's interesting.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes, man, sometimes you just get lucky, and you're running like the right ammo, and everything matches up, because, you know, they might have did it with a 20-inch at 3,200 feet per second, and you can get away and do it with a 14.5 at 2,700 feet per second, and it just matches up. You know, I was like, yo, dude, this is crazy.
You said better change your name, Joe. The only rub you're gonna get is this Timberland boot imprint on your ass.
Oh, you hectic got jokes, man. Hey, you hectic while you about to bullshit, man. I just got my voucher for some steel toe work boots. They got those in that joint. I'm getting me some steel toe butters.
Oh, yeah. Chris Stevenson, what up? Pew fucking Portal. It was crazy. I was just thinking about that. Speaking of Pew Portal, the holidays are coming up. We may or may not be giving out a discount code to Pew Portal. Don't know. Not sure. We'll get back to you on that.
Okay, man. Now I gotta change my name, man. Damn. And well, didn't someone else have to change their name on YouTube?
Oh man.
Q hectic. I don't think you got enough lawyers, man. Call my lawyer.
He said, I just bought a Vortex Viper PST 1-6 zeroing this weekend. Should be fun. You're gonna have a blast.
Hey, Roblox, did you get that first focal plane like he was talking about?
First focal plane is the way to go.
Yeah. And that's a whole another argument, man. Some people like second focal plane because, you know, it's one of those things, but then you have to find out at which magnification setting the manufacturer trued up the subtensions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like shit, man.
It definitely so I believe, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. 100%. 100%. Sorry, I was just thinking about something. I was looking at that one over. I was just like, you know, I'm not sure about that one back there. Shout out Gideon. Now that LPVO is a Gideon LPVO. I have not tested it to stretch your legs. Yeah, but outside of that, Definition Knives, what's going on? Red Dawn, what's up, bro? How's everything? 2A in LA, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Yeah, you gotta forgive me, man. I can't see the chat.
By the 4-bore first rifle.
Shit, man, that's a fucking. Is he talking about shotguns? I know they.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Are you talking about the shotgun 4-bore? Because
dude, and that take your fucking shoulder off with the recoil.
You're gonna park yourself. You're gonna park your shit. You're gonna park your body. You're gonna boom and sit down parked. That's wild. A 4-bore. It's nuts. Self-defense. You're gonna be in the hospital. You're gonna take down your target, and your shoulder is gonna be out of place.
It's like shooting at 950 JD Jones. It's a fucking destructive device, man. That was made from a fucking 30 Mike shell casing.
Yo, he's like, who you defending yourself from? Donkey Kong?
Oh man,
that's funny as hell. Let's see what we got going on here. Sorry. Anybody going hunting tomorrow? Because Chris Stevenson is. I'm not. I'll be at work. You know, I can't be like Chris Stevenson living my best life just yet. I haven't got to that age.
Nice.
You know.
Hey, ask Chris, is he going hunting if his rifle season started? Oh wait, he got to use straight wall cartridges. Never mind.
Oh man, is that a real thing?
What? Yeah, some states,
straight wall cartridge.
Yeah, some states only allow you to hunt gun season with straight wall cartridges, and again, it goes back to like how far your bullet can travel and some of these antiquated laws, and that's like one of the reasons why like your 458 SOCOM and your 350 Legends and everything else,
4570 and shit.
Yeah.
So, come on, they demonetized the channel now. What? What's happening? What am I? Oh, Red Dawn Readiness is talking about Red Dawn Resistance. Red Dawn is like that the freshman, you know, the freshman that everybody's cool with, but they're like, yo, bro, stop getting in fucking trouble. Like, yo, bro, just stop getting in trouble, bro. He's like, I didn't do anything. Yo, bro, just stop getting in trouble, dog. You can't be doing what you're stop doing what you're doing. Because you're getting in trouble.
Going to the principal's office and shit.
Constantly. Red Dawn, please report to the principal's office. You in class, you look in the hallway, you see him walking by. Like, yo, it's like,
damn, man.
Like, bro, seriously. Red Dawn is the freshman that just keeps getting in trouble, bro. Stop getting in trouble. What? Indiana has a 30 cal bullet exception now.
Oh, nice.
Because taking away a 30-06 or 30-30 or a 308, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Is an 8.6 blackout in that?
Technically, that's not a 30 cal.
Okay.
It's 33 cal, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. 8.6 runs a .338 bullet diameter.
You know what I don't have? I don't have a measuring tool. I need to get some type of caliber.
Yeah,
or micrometer. I need a micrometer. I'm buying a micrometer tomorrow.
Just take my word for it, man.
No, for sure. Okay. No, absolutely. Trust me, I'm not arguing with you.
Oh, no,
it just made me realize that I have an 8.6 blackout and a whole bunch of shit in my fucking bucket. And I'm like, you know, it'd be nice if I had a micrometer right now. You know, it's like if I had a micrometer, I could just be like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah. But also keep in mind, though, right? say like your 0.762 millimeter, right? That could be 0.308, 0.309, 0.310, because it all falls within that range. So it's just like weird, you know. Yeah, 223 is actually 0.224 diameter.
338. I guess it wouldn't be considered in a 30 cal. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean,
anything else on scopes and reticles and all the good stuff?
I don't know, I'm trying to think. I was just thinking about how much I need a micrometer, bro. I just went off the rails thinking about that, and I'm like, I really need that shit. I got one at work, bro. I actually just have one right here. See, that's ADD right there, bro. Just fucking. Anyway, so yeah, scopes, right? And that's another thing. Yo, so in the chat, I'm not sure if I asked you guys this before. Pretty sure I have. How many people run MILRADs in the chat? I know you do. I know you do. I want to know in the chat. He says, so my 350 shoots comparable to a 300 black.
Yeah, like how much fucking powder you got behind that thing, man?
That's wild. Anybody in the chat run MILRADs? MILRADians? 1 to 10 LPVO MRAD all day.
Oh shit, Dudley's up.
Doodles is up. Doodles is up. Mills all day. Going to mix the rainbow. Huh. It's a mix. Anybody who is military, former military, current military, any agency, I fully expect them to run MILRADs.
Yeah.
No, of course it's finer adjustment, absolutely, but it's what the fuck is that? All right. Second, sorry, yeah. That MILRADs, yo, bro, I don't know how to fucking read MILRADs. Everybody's like, oh, it's the same shit. And it's like, it's not. It's not. I haven't taken the time out to actually learn,
So,
which I really should. I should put that on my list.
Just think of it like this, right? 1 mil is the equivalent of 3.6 inches at 100 meters, or 3.6 inches at 100 yards, and whatever the works out to in meters at 100 meters. So the magic 3.6.
Say that again. You said 1 mil?
Yeah, one mil is 3.6 inches at 100 yards.
3 point what?
3.6.
3.6 inches.
You do like all the math and everything else, something like 64,000 radians in a circle, and it's an angular measurement. Magic number is 3.6 at 100.
Okay. I had to write that down to really understand it, because I was saying it and genuinely was not understanding it. I wrote it down because I'm going to need that.
Yeah. Hey, I'll send you some reference materials offline and everything else that shows like how to do the quick math and do like the quick dope for ranging and all the good stuff. And
yeah,
it explains it like way easy.
Said divide that 10 per most turret clicks since they're adjusted per 10th.
Yeah, and that's just like one thing. So like,
so one click is a 10th.
Yeah, 1/10. A lot of the turrets are 1/10 mils, right? So like when they start talking about you got like 19 mils of adjustment in your elevation, right? That's 190 clicks on a 1/10 click, right? Some of your more expensive ones go down like 0.25. Some of them are half mil adjustments and everything else. But you really want something with a finer adjustment value, because you can get more precise as you dial it in. Yeah, if that makes any sense, you know. So you got like a whole bunch of measurements versus one large chunk.
Yeah, is that in between, which is cool. It's solid.
You know, and something that, you know, as a guy, I hate doing is read the instruction manual, because for a while,
I, sorry, I do not read instruction manuals. Yo, Dudley's always on my ass. He's like, "Did you read that?" And I'm like, "No."
Where's the instruction manual?
Not.
Threw it away.
Yeah, yo, straight taught in the video I just did, bro. It's like, I don't even know why I'm looking at this. I don't read these. And just chucked it. I chucked instruction manuals and I just figure it out later.
Yeah. So years ago, man, like when everyone in the U.S. was starting to go to mills, they was putting out scopes that had mill reticles with MOA turrets and vice versa, and I was like fucking a lot of people up, man.
Yo, doesn't Leopold? Well, a Leopold scope has that where the elevation is mill and the windage is MOA or some shit like that. They have a scope like that.
They very well may have. I can't say for certain. I've never come across it. I've never seen it in a while.
I think was it the Mark V HD? Well, I'll find out. It's whatever. It's fine. Yeah, so that's super. That's an interesting thing where you have like one is one and one is the other. It's just like, yo, how do you not get confused?
Yep.
You know, I'm too fucking old to switch now. I've been using MOA for decades. Yeah, I get that. I understand. You said I'm too fucking old now to switch.
Oh man.
The Tremor. He said Tremor 3. U.S. SOCOM chosen reticle. The reticle is used by SOCOM.
Man, he pulled shit down off the website, man.
Yeah, that was a straight copy and paste. And by multiple precision, right? PRS champions.
Yeah. So the Horus reticles, they got the Tremor 3, the H 0.57 and everything else. Got the little Christmas tree design. Kind of comes down, then it does like that and everything else. They're great reticles, man. But if you got like, if you prone to seizures or epileptic shock, you're done, man. You're gonna be fucking kicking.
There's so much going on. Yeah. Just keel over. It's like, yo, you good?
I mean, they're great reticles for like ranging and getting wind estimates, especially on moving targets and shit like that. But you really have to study that thing and learn it. But once you do, it's like yo, those things are butter and shit, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely, guys. Sorry, I just thought about it because we have more people in here, guys. As you can see in the banner at the bottom, we're starting the Toys for Tots. Let's get these kids right. Last year we did kind of start late, but it is what it is. We're starting it early. Let's get it done. Let's get these kids right from now all the way up to the cutoff date, which I believe is like the second or third week of December. I believe. You know, we're gonna get these kids right. You know, we're gonna drag Doodles out. You know, we're gonna drag Dudley out, and we're gonna be like, "Come on, Dudley, let's go." And we're gonna, you know, buy some toys for the kids. We're gonna film it, have some fun, and go from there. We're gonna donate them. So, you know, anything helps from you guys. I get it. Times are rough. If you can't, you can't. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Don't sit here and lie to these people. I don't understand why you're doing this. You know? So, once again, he said, wait, we're not going shopping. You gotta watch it. Dudley's Diddy. He like, let me take you shopping. But yeah, we gotta get these kids right, man. Just think about the times that genuinely, everybody in the chat, I want you to think about the times that, you know, the year or two or few years that you didn't get a present. You know what I'm saying? Think about how that felt. You go on a meet up with your friends and your friends had some dope ass shit. Now think about the kids who year after year they don't get shit.
So you talking about here from me?
What happened?
You talking about last year for me?
Yo, listen, last year and the year before that for me, and the year before that, and the year, thank God I'm an adult, and I get myself gifts throughout the year. So it's like, so it is what it is. Times are tough. I understand. Yeah. 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 It gives everybody a month to send in donations. You know what I'm saying? It gives you some time. I'm not asking to break the bank. Anything helps, accept anything. And if you guys decide to donate, whatever, whenever, please put in the notes. Please put your handle, your YouTube handle, so I know who you are. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's that. Jovan,
Sure.
what is your preferred scope, optic, glass, or whatever? What do you prefer? Your go-to? What do you like? What is your like? I will rock with this. This is what.
That's dude, man. That's so allegedly on a truck gun. I have a Sig 1X red dot.
Okay.
I would say if I was going to rock a really short 6.5 Grindle, it would be a 1:4 Sig electro optic. A mill horseshoe reticle. Uh, say a 13-7-5-5-6, got 1-10 voodoo. 1/8. I'm really starting to become a fan again of LPVOs, but then I also got some EOTech and the MROs. So it just really depends upon what I'm doing or what it is. But I guess if I can only choose one, it would be a 1-10 LPVO. On say a 6.5 Grindle or a short 308 or hell 6.2 by 39, honestly, because we found out that course a lot of people I've even slept on 7.62 by 39. It's viable.
7.62 by 39. You rocking with it?
Yeah, I would.
That's very interesting. I didn't expect that from you. But then again, 6'5" Grindle shorties, fucking 308 shorties is like, all right, well, can't put it past them.
Hey, team girth.
Chris Stevenson is throwing shots. He said, Jovan, are you smoking that cheap ass $3 clearance cigar tonight?
Yes, I am. Times is hard. Administration. But come January 21st, shit.
Yeah.
Plastic.
That is funny as hell. You're funny. Jovan, you fucking crack me up. January 31st. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta send this out.
Hey man, for the guys in the chat, go ahead and do some research and everything else. I want to say the SIGIN, the French anti-terrorism unit, they actually purchased a lot of rifles in 7.62 by 39 simply because they was getting substandard or a lack of their desired performance envelope from 5.56 by 45. It's just with the advent of a lot of people wearing body armor and shit like that. That 7.62 by 39 packs a wallop, and Integrity Firearms was talking it up and everything else. But then when we was out there at that course, you could hear that thing smack that still, and it's just like, yo, man, that shit is zipping them up. So if you compare that round with an accurate rifle, because 7.62 by 39 gets a bad rap from AKM 47s as being not accurate and everything else, right? But if you can get that accuracy out of it, man, you got all that kinetic energy and that power. It's like, dude, man, you're gonna zip some people up.
So with a 7.62 by 39, where does the energy drop off at? Do you know offhand?
Shit, man.
There goes Doodles.
Four Hondo.
400 starts dropping off.
Four Hondo, and that round starts aerodynamically. It starts to do this and everything else, just because of the ballistic coefficient and everything else. But again, when you think about it, most of your engagements is inside of that envelope.
Yeah.
So not really a big deal.
Yeah.
You know? If we're just talking about your regular degler from 0 to 200, that 7.62 by 39 is just beating up 5.56. The good thing with 5.56 is you have more variety of ammunition. And that platform, you can adjust it more. When you look at the traditional 7.62 by 39 platforms, AKM 47s and your SKSs, you start putting stuff on them, they become awkward, you know? If you look at like the Bren, you know, it's more modern and everything else, right? It has a short barrel, so you're still getting a lot of the ballistic capabilities. You're getting a big bullet, and it can do things, right? Military can get armor-piercing ammo, so you take that out. For us regular civilians, you go and buy some steel case. You got something you can put a lamp on, you can put lights on. It's still ergonomic. You're zipping up some people, you know.
That's interesting.
You're punching through. A lot of these people out here got their plate carriers and they're running level 3 alpha vest. You're punching through that stuff, man.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
And oil and no Vaseline.
Vaseline dry. You're going to be hurt. Red Dawn, you said I need a 2x12. What is going on with this MPVO shit, bro? What's up with everybody on this? Is this the new... Are the MPVOs actually worth it, or is it a trend?
Get a 3x15. Get a 3x15 5X. If you're gonna do that, man. Just like the old 3x9s and the hunting.
3x9s, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like I really think that these MPVOs, I'm starting to think that they're a trend, bro. It doesn't, the math don't math. You know what I'm saying? The math don't math. He said, when you get the money thing, you never seen it before. All right. That's it's Cash App, but okay, no problem. Thank you. Appreciate it, DB Cooper. The kids are gonna appreciate it. Dudley said, you don't know where I'll be engaging, Joker. Chris Stevenson asking if it has a tendency of tumbling after 600 to 700 yards.
Hey, Chris Stevenson, we actually get it in December, man. And make sure you go to work and pay those taxes. You got to pay in the Social Security. I want everything I'm supposed to get.
Mud munition. What manufacturers are we talking about? Are we talking about like optics, glass, like scopes and stuff? MPVO is not king. You are on drugs. I don't know who. All right, I'm gonna do my research tonight because I'm certain there's a fucking YouTuber out there that made a video and a big stink about these MPVOs, and everybody's following this trend. I don't understand why you have to start at two power. Like, what is the whole aim? What are you making a recce setup?
Well, so even your recce setups are rock a 1-8.
That's what I'm saying. Like
10, everything else. You know, the new CSAS sports a 1-8 and sometimes a 1-10 rifle on it, and that's taking everything out to 800, 900 to 1,000. You know, 14-1-6.5 Creedmoor, rocking the 135 Burger hybrids, right?
Yeah, bro. I just don't understand. Red Dawn, if you want to hop in because I want to argue with you. I do want to argue with you, so that link is there for you. I know Goonbeam is about the MPVOs too. I just don't understand why. Like, are you guys' odds that bad that you need to start up a 2 power? Do you need that extra 2 power, like a 2x12? Like, what the fuck is wrong with a 1x10 or 1x8?
Shit, hell, even the 2x10s or the 3x9s, And again, I guess it really boils down to what it is you're doing and what you want your optic to be able to do. You know.
He said, figure if a red dot is for 0 to 300 and it piggybacks on your scope, while your scope 0 to 700 instead of 200 to 1400.
Because most people can't shoot the 1400 goon beam.
I'm not gonna hold you. Most people can't shoot to fucking 500. Yo, you be surprised who can't shoot to 300.
And then even with your red dot from 0 to 300, well practiced. What does that mean? You need some base?
Base.
Hey, don't beam, man. Hit me up. You got shit. Man.
Trying to get about hitting that far. It's about observation.
Yeah. And again, so you can observe stuff with a 1 to 10, because remember, the more magnification you get, the narrower that field of view gets. So now you got to move to see everything, right?
Yeah.
So and it's a trade-off, because now if you're trying to do all this wazoo shit and everything else, and you want to observe, why not just get a fucking a LVS, right? Go digital.
Oh God.
And if you're gonna carry all that shit,
yo, so, digital fucking
yeah, you have to define what it is you're talking about. And the LVS is going to weigh about 15 to 20 pounds. It's not something you would be carrying. An LVS set up for a fucking recce position, and it has everything that once you sit it down, it's like a sensor. You sit it down, it's going to send real-time information back in conjunction with all this other shit. And if you want to fucking observe shit, it's like shit, go all out. Like,
you want to observe shit, just get a 7x35 at that point.
Yeah.
Get some binoculars, dog. You can fucking see whatever you need to see. Runer's right. I can barely shoot to 3, so don't feel bad, everyone. He is correct. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get the MPVO, and it's gonna help me to shoot to 3. It's gonna make me better. It's gonna make me way better. So you're all spoiled. It's irons.
He's a hunter. He's a hunter.
He's like, you're all spoiled. He's like, listen, you're all spoiled. It's irons out to 150 to 200 and a 3x9. I'll pass that. It's simple.
Hey,
guess what, Chris? This ain't 1987.
We right? That's when we charged.
He said you're all making it complicated. How? How? Literally simple. You know what makes things complicated? Well, the 3x9 is yo, how much does that these MPVOs weigh? I gotta do my research on these things, because if you guys are gonna be going nuts about this shit, which I don't see why. I don't. It says I had a Razor LHT clearance for 7. It's the new world we live in now. Are you telling me I've become to the point where I'm aging out? Am I going to be the new Chris? Like, you're overcomplicating things. All you need is a 1x8. That's it. He said, let me get the 30-06. He's at the 30-06. Yo, 30-06 is no joke. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. Everybody can make fun of that round. You can say whatever you want about the 30-06. The last thing, let alone any round, one of the last rounds you want to get touched by is a 30-06.
Yeah.
30-06 is fucking deadly.
That'll ruin your day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, bro. You're taking fuck a day. You're taking a dirt nap. For sure, you're taking a dirt nap.
Yeah.
He said we're getting a 30-06 gas gun.
Nice. Nemo Arms makes them. It's one of the better manufacturers of your big bore gas gun.
Oh shit, I'm already on.
Yeah. one mag, 30-06, stuff like that.
So tell me, talk to me, Jeffrey Dahmer. What is going on?
What's happening, man? So, all right.
So let me explain why these medium variable. I'm just kidding.
He's a dust the boomer.
Yes, they all right. So obviously, what it comes down to is we've seen a lot of changes in the optics game recently, right? Like if you were saying LVPO, there weren't really good 1-10s not that long ago. Now we have a better selection of that. But the 1X, if you are running a piggyback red dot, to me, I don't see a reason for me having 1X. I'd rather run a 2-12 if I'm running a red dot on top than a 1-10. Why? Because I got two more X on the high end. And sometimes, unless you're buying an expensive scope, when you crank it all the way down, right, it's not as good as if you back it out to like 10X. So if you're running roughly the same glass on a 1-10 or a 1-12 at 10X on that 2-12, you're going to get a little bit better clarity, a little bit better picture. So when I say observation,
when you say crank it down, you mean crank it up.
Yeah. Well, okay. Normally, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Cranking it up. Like you're saying, if you put it on 12 power, 11.5 is way more clear than 12 power. Understood. I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're also saying is that your 10X on your 3-12 or 2-12 or whatever is going to be clearer than your 1-10 10X.
At 10X, yeah.
But let me ask one other quick question. Is the 1X of your red dot the same magnification as of a 1X on a prismatic LPVO?
What do you mean? Like, is the LPVO like a 1.2X in reality? Most likely.
Probably. Well, I mean, it's closer to a real 1X than just the singular glass of a red dot. I mean,
yeah, but at 1X, it don't matter. You just got to put it on the thing. You see it mainly with your eyes. You put the reticle on it and pop it.
I mean, it depends. I don't know. I mean, if I'm looking through the glass of one of my, one of these up on the walls, I mean, I'm seeing a completely different picture from 0 to 100 yards within the 1X of an LPVO versus the 1X of a,
I mean, but if you can move it up to 4X at 100 yards to take that shot, you would.
But what if you can't? What if you just need?
You don't need to
read. Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying that if you had time to make that quick, even up to 2X or 3X or 4X, instead of shooting it at 1X.
Look, I'm just here to say your logic is wrong because I need to have a hot take because I'm a content creator. So I need to be controversial. So everyone I'm just playing. I'm joking.
Highly controversial.
Look, what's up, Q? What's up?
I stand with Garand Thumb.
Oh. And Halo on Blaze with Garand Thumb.
So, hey, Red Dawn. So consider this right here, right? Depending upon what you're doing. If I'm sitting down like in a pure recce thing, I'm trying to get observation on something. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be in a hide. I might be in an overwatch position. I'm going to be somewhere between 3 to 7 just to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the more magnification I get, the narrower my field of view is, right? So.
Yeah, but let's say you're scanning at 7, right? Let's say you're looking at something 400 or 500 yards out. You're scanning at 7. As soon as you see something, you can zoom in on it and get an idea what's in their hands, what's on their back. You know what I mean? That is more what I would use it for than just taking the shot, but more just an in-depth view of what are they doing at that distance,
At 7X, I can pretty much see because like the general rule of thumb used to be 1X magnification for every 100 meters or whatever units of measurement, right? So, but
4X at 400 yards, you're not getting a lot of detail of what's in people's hands, what's like.
But that is
it is
originally a 1-10.
It is
1-10 scope.
Not
yes, it is, bro. I'm shot. All right,
you shot. I shoot. There's the difference. You shot. you shot. I
shoot too.
At 4 power, I'll fucking tell you what pocket your cell phone's in at 100 yards.
I'm telling you, originally the 1 to 10
about that.
So just real quick, the 1 to 10, the concept of a 1 to 10 was a 1,000-yard scope with an additional 1x of magnification per each 100 yards. That's where the idea of the 1 MOA, 1 inch at 100 yards, and then you're cranking down per 1x per, because we got to remember World War I dudes were knocking dudes off of motorcycles at 1,000 yards with 03A3 Springfields with iron sights. My bad, I'm done.
No, you're 100%
right about that.
This is the thing. Now, this is where it gets fucked up. Everyone is overusing their LPVO. Everyone is getting their MPVO so they can overuse it. You want that 2 power automatically because you can't shoot with the fucking 1 power. In the reality of it, and I'm not saying you per se,
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't keep, to tell you the truth, when I'm running my rifle, if I have a piggyback red dot, it's never going to 1 power. It's staying on 3 or 2 or wherever. It's staying magnified, so that way I can switch from magnified to unmagnified. I'm not going to run it on 1 power and walk around with a 1 power at the bottom when I have a red dot on top. Why would I do that?
You should be able to shoot with your 1 power out to 250, no problem.
But why would I do that when there's a red dot at 1 power already?
Hey, you do what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Give me a logical reason why I'd walk around with 2 1x optics.
Ounces turn to pounds. You want a logical reason? Boom. That is a part of a reason. You just added another your rifle, right?
I added about 4 ounces.
Point. You added another failing point
by switching to an MVPO.
No, to adding that red dot because you want to stay on 2 power, 3 power. You added something else that can fail, and once it fails, guess what? Stuck with that extra 4 ounces.
Yeah, I feel you on that, but I'd still rather have a red dot. I like running, or if I'm taking a quick shot, or if I have to enter into a building and I'm taking corners. I like
building. Everybody goes
all right. So, but the whole point of having an MVPO like the Recce build, right, is so that it's the do-it-all rifle. It's obviously not the do-it-all rifle, but it's the closest thing. It's a good do-it-all rifle. So like
do as much as you can with one platform.
So you're carrying as much as you can on one setup. That way, if that's the only setup you're stuck with for a whatever,
if you're doing Recce shit, you're stuck with that.
I mean,
and I'm also for having 2 optics on if I'm doing anything, whether it's backup iron sights, offset iron sights, a red dot on top. Like, what if your LPVO fails and now you have no other optic?
I don't see my LPVO failing.
Yeah, I got a question.
I'm just saying.
Before.
Hey, so what exactly is a Recce build and what exactly does Recce mean? Because we start throwing these terms around and like they don't mean shit anymore.
Yo, who is this MSNBC dark interview cameo going on up here?
That is YouTube's unlocked character.
Oh, I knew it. Yeah, you got the gold
unlocked character, bro. They're just giving you certificates. That's YouTube.
You got the gold skins on the MP7.
All right. So for my opinion, from what I've experienced, from what I've gathered, is the Recce build is if you're going to be huffing it out on foot and you're walking long distances or you're in an open field, you don't want a super long rifle. You want something that's easier in balance to carry, and you want to have observation tools on top of being able to stretch out, but also being able to engage at close range. So that's pretty much what I've experienced from it, is looking into it and messing with all the rifles that I've had. Is that I've gone from the long 18, 16 inch, that stuff, the 11.5s, and kind of just met myself into the middle of the 14.5, 13.9, having the scope of the high end of the longer range, but also still having that red dot quick acquisition.
I just want to say for the record, I was not laughing at Red Dawn. I was laughing at Goonbeam's comment. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, my setup right here, the Super Duty is a 14.5 inch, obviously pinned and welded.
So we'll tell him I actually listened to. He's like, this makes absolutely no sense. Although I'm hearing Reki and I'm picturing a heavy rig. Never in my life I ever fielded a heavy rig on any recon objectives. So that's what I was about to say. Reki, pretty much them dudes don't get seen. The whole objective, the whole point is not to get seen, is collecting data.
Heavy is different to some people as it is other people.
I mean,
hey, you gonna be the tank? You gonna be the tank getting dropped off 15 miles away? You be the tank, big dog. I'm just saying, when motherfuckers drop you off 15, 20 miles away, and you got a fucking little roadmap or a little nav, a little land nav, have at it, big dog. You want all that shit on you? Yeah, it's gonna be like you're gonna start walking.
But see, I'd rather have that than have to carry binoculars also, or a monocle, and like I trying to slim down everything that you have it's a journey for sure. Like
no,
whatever
your
backpack,
yeah,
your chest rig, like carrying the least amount of shit that you possibly can is for sure key, with the most amount of capabilities.
I understand what you're trying to say and everything else. I got the concept, but I guess the point I was driving at is that like in these two-way spaces, we've taken terms and we've kind of adulterated them, and then so far,
bunch of fucking LARPers.
Integrity hit it.
That's just like saying having a general purpose rifle or SPR, right? Special purpose rifle, right? And these military went back to that DMR concept. You're not good enough to go to sniper school, but you're the best shot in the squad and shit. So, we're gonna do this. Again, it's your rifle. You pick your poison. But, just keep in mind the capabilities, because a lot of times I'll go out and I'll buy like the latest and greatest. I saw DLD doing something like, yo, I got to go do that. I want my shit to look like his. And
no one is doing
stuff to utilizing the full potential of what I got, So
mine has come down to mixing, like I said, those 16, 18-inch builds with the 11.5 builds, and just coming up with the hybrid where it's like, okay, I could just have this, and I'm kind of in that middle ground of being able to do both. And from my capabilities of using these things and using these things, just putting it all onto one rifle.
What are y'all fucking reconning?
A
local Chick-fil-A or what? What the fuck are we doing?
Well, we're keeping an eye on that strip club that you're building.
Hey, tell dude knowledge, we just dropped sensors.
We just dropped what?
Sensors. We dropped sensors and haul ass, man. Ain't doing that shit no more.
Fish, I'm coming to your strip club with the new DA, and we're asking for papers for everybody.
Look, what I did with the Super Duty is almost every other rifle or whatever rifle, pistol, AR pistol, whatever that I had set up. And I do want to get back on the 7.62x39 for a moment, because Jova hit some important stuff on that. But
communists.
I feel shit. Once you've seen what it does, and once you've seen you
ain't seen what it does, Fish. You don't know.
Yeah, Fish. No, honestly, I literally watched a big ass 140 plus pound buck take a 7.62x39 round, and that shit dropped like building 7, bro. I was like, all right, that's a good enough reason for me. No, but all of my other rifles in the past were kind of limited to some degree. And granted, partly it was due to technology that was available at the time. It was basically a red dot or an LCAN, 1-4, 1-6, or a 3-9x40. Like most of this other shit didn't exist when I was assembling rifles before. So I would have like a red dot, and then maybe I'd have like a 3x magnifier. So me putting 1-6 LPVO on the 14.5 inch is granting me more capability. I'm not running a piggyback red dot on it because I can run the scope at 1x, and run it just as fast as a red dot. I would probably like to add something like that, but just I don't see a purpose.
I don't think anyone can run.
Handle this, guys. We all need to log into Call of Duty. Half the team has all LPVOs. The other team has red dots.
Call of Duty. You getting smoked with that red dot in Call of Duty.
I still running key mod.
I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one person who could run a 1x LPVO as fast as a red dot. I haven't seen.
I will literally go through my times on my Shooters Global timer with you.
No, dude, doing laser drills is not the same.
I'm not talking about laser drills. I'm talking about my shooting times and dry fire times
with live fire.
Live fire, I'll give you both, and I'll show you it is spot on. I'm still sub 1 second from patrol, low ready, high ready, and I'm still sub 2 seconds on build drills with most the occasional miss or like flyer, but for the most part, mostly alphas. And
I haven't seen anybody do it, but I'd love to see you do it.
Dude,
I would share that all over.
What, bro? Sub-second LPVO?
No, I'm just saying that I haven't seen anyone that's as fast with a red dot as they are with a 1x LPVO.
Hold on, wait. What's fast to you?
I'm just saying, if I handed you 2 guns and I said, do the same drill, we're going to just low ready, take a shot at 25 yards, I think you'd be faster with a red dot every single time.
So, okay. So there's a couple things there. Oh, go ahead, Dust. And then I just want to add one thing.
No, I'm just what I just need to because that's so easy. That's easy to fudge. That's easy to fudge. Like if you're leaning on one side to the next, right? You have to set a time and be like, yo, beat this time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I'm closer to this time.
No, I'm saying if I give you 3 shots to do it, right, you get 6 total shots, and I say, here's a red dot, do it 3 times, we'll time all 3. Here's an LPVO, we'll time all 3. I guarantee you the average is going to be faster with your red dot.
Bro, I will literally catalog all dry fire drills and live fire drills.
But ask him what's on a duty rifle.
So here's part of the Dust, you remember the 10-3 that I was running in the classes and shit? I have probably the heaviest effing suppressor that is like in existence for a rifle. And I think part of it is like I'm running essentially a red dot. It's a 1x prismatic Cyclops on it, right? And that's basically like when tennis players practice with 2 rackets, because when I grabbed that Super Duty with 1 to 6 on it, it's lighter than the 10-3 with the big ass can on it.
For sure,
a little lighter, right? So I mean that's
and more balanced.
Why, yeah, it's better balanced.
That's my point, dude. Knowledge.
What did dude say?
Do it with a cheap Arkin.
He says, I'm not sure I'll even do it with a cheap Arc LPVO. And he's like, I have no need for an LPVO for duty use now.
That's my point.
So what's the
point, though?
What's the point?
Now we're going to go back to
in the mid. I mean, okay, it's based on where you live. But usually there's people in your fucking squad who are your DMRs. They have the LPVO or your recce or your recon or whatever.
Yeah, we're not talking about a team. We're talking about
we're talking we're talking about
dude LARPing Chick-fil-A.
Hey, you're saying random dude LARPing Chick-fil-A like people don't blow doors down all the time and try to rob people.
Hey,
so do knowledge.
So
if you're just as fast with an LPVO as you are a red dot, why would you ever go back?
Hold on, Red Dawn. You missed what we talked about before. It doesn't fucking matter if you have an LPVO, a red dot, a fucking scope. It doesn't matter when you're in your fucking house. They are going to be 10 feet away. That is point shoot. You would be the dummy to be like, let me fucking look through my optic and get you, bro. You're going to point shoot just like you would.
Why have the LPVO? That's stupid as fuck.
What do you mean? It's just setup that you run. If you have it, you have it.
You just added more weight and more shit on your fucking gun for no reason.
But y'all know.
You're literally absolutely not. You guys all
what are you talking about? Yes, you are.
No, but you're not though, because it's
point shoot, just run a fucking gun with no irons and no red dot.
If you were in my fucking house and I had that gun there, absolutely, and I guarantee you I'm gonna smoke you.
You'd be better with that than something with a fucking LPVO on it.
You'd be a fucking idiot to even aim instead of point shoot.
I'm not
That's
grabbing.
Like in the house thing. Everybody's talking the CQB in the fucking house. You can give me a fucking butter knife and I'm gonna put it between your eyes down my hallway.
Yeah.
The reality is,
it doesn't matter what the fuck you got on that bitch when you're that close.
When you're that close, I mean, nothing matters.
The reality is, nobody in this motherfucking chat is gonna shoot somebody at 300 yards. Not one person in here.
Straight up.
That's the reality.
Also, though, Dust.
And if you do, you're going to fucking prison.
That's also on defense when, like, you know, if you were having to go somewhere though, and you were gonna like, I mean, you could still do it with no optic at all, but like if you were going on offense to something and you were gonna assault something, you'd want to have an optic like a red dot or something. I mean, you could still do it with an LPVO. You could do it with a freaking ACOG. I mean, whatever you got, dude. They're the perfect setup. Shit, I think is all personal, man. It's just whatever you like specifically for what you like at the end.
That's what I'm saying. You run what you run. You have what you have, and it all fucking dependent on where you live. Because if I lived back in the city, I wouldn't be rocking.
And what you can afford.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be rocking LPVO in the city.
Yeah, no. That's
I would.
I mean, I don't.
So what happens? You go post up on top of a building or something.
But think of okay. So here's where
post up on top of a building, and what are you gonna do? In 50 yards, there's gonna be another building. Like there's gonna be another.
Not
building.
If you're on the top one, you can stretch that bitch out fucking 1,000 yards from the top of a building.
So another top of a building.
Yeah, you
another top of a building, dog. What are we talking about?
I mean, you could do if you were though on like a balcony or something, and someone up 2 buildings over, that's probably somewhere between 200 and 400 yards.
It could be, bro. I don't know what city you consider a city, but it could be literally 75
yards. Yeah,
it
could be.
But I think
I could probably legit throw a baseball.
2
buildings over.
Some buildings jump from roof to roof. It could
be that's a motherfucking
not in my city. It ain't built that way.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what city I'm in.
That's a fact. Some buildings and people fucking did it, especially in the fucking 80s. Motherfuckers did that for fun. They did had the cops chase them, was running, jumping.
They're in the favelas in Brazil.
Yo, look up.
It's called New York City, bro. I'm pretty sure that in Chicago as well.
Look up the rat holes. Look up the rat holes in DC Potomac Gardens housing projects. I'm just saying, yo. So check this out. This is why, because it's funny. Like 15 minutes ago, it was like, rock what you want, do the 0 that you want, as long as your shit runs.
Yeah, no, of course,
you know. And then it's like, no, fuck that. This LPVO shit. This red dot shit. This can't do this shit.
I never said red dot was shit.
He did go to that, didn't he?
I never said red dot was shit. I never said red dot was shit.
I was exaggerating.
No, but it's just adding another failure point, and
it's a hype.
I was hold on, because you brought up the whole weight thing.
Well,
you said what's one bad thing, and you gave your definition of recce, which was all fucked up. It was all fucked up because recce, you're not even supposed to fucking be seen. That's that, and you're adding a red dot on. And recce,
well, they have DMR people too.
You gotta ruck with that bitch. Those are little things that
I could ruck with that bitch all day.
You don't have to be a recon guy to have a fucking DMR setup.
All I was saying
was, but you missed the conversation though. You missed the conversation.
I know.
Where it was going. Jova asked, he's like, "What does recce mean to you?"
All I was saying was, I think all of these things excel at certain things. Very few of them excel at multiple things. That's why we got, 1x prismatic optic on the 10-3. That's why we got a 1-10 on the 308. That's why we got a red dot with a 3x on the 11 or whatever 10-5. That's why we got the 1-6 on the 14.5. And that's why I got another couple safes full of ARs too. Anyway, but like I think it's situationally dependent. and it depends on which could definitely fuck some shit up too, because the shit pops off. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I'm gonna grab my well, what kind of things am I gonna run into? I wonder what, you know.
See, in my opinion, I'm building the rifle that it's like, if I got to grab one rifle and that's the last rifle I'm gonna have for God knows how long, and I'm walking out the door and I ain't taking shit else with me, what am I taking with me? When you got all these choices of the LPVO and the red dot and the prismatic, like if you're grabbing one and you're out, bro, and you don't know when you're coming back,
you're possibly abandoning everything.
I think you're kind of leaning towards what they're calling now a general purpose rifle, right? And we've proven that in Fallujah, the Marines were still rocking 18-inch M16s, right? And
20. Yeah. My cousin had a 20-inch A2.
So sometimes I don't need a 95 solution set. 60 is passing. I got a 72 solution set. I can work with what I got. Is it easier to maneuver in a car with a 10? Yes. Right? Can you do it with a 16? Yeah, you can, but it's not as fluid. So a lot of times we get hooked up on the tool versus the task.
Mm-hmm.
That makes any sense. So again, there's really no right or wrong answer. We just know that some things work a little bit better. One advantage, say you're in a city, right? One advantage to having the LPVO, if you're performing Overwatch, I would rather deal with something farther out than closer in.
Yes, me too.
Yo, and no lie. So TMC just said 10-3 and a prism. I would be hard pressed that if like the purge alarms started going off right now, man, even though I got a whole bunch of super fine rifles, that 10-3 with the prism on it, with the can.
What are the downfalls to prism?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'm genuinely asking. Is it
at least in my opinion,
some parallax bullshit.
Some parallax.
I've never had any issues.
It's not as clear and as easy as a red dot. It's a little more precise, maybe, because you can have a chevron and an etch reticle. The positive is that
I do like the etch reticle. That's a
you can run out of batteries and you still have a reticle in your optic. You don't lose that. And,
but I do pack my gun full of fucking batteries all through that bitch.
Yeah, like, me too. And now, like, just having 4 batteries means you got power for 5 years.
4 years, yeah.
Where was the battery? Where was the battery on the Energizer Bunny?
I mean,
in
exactly
his asshole.
Where it should be. PWEDC, baby.
In the commercials, on the commercials. Where was the battery?
I don't know. I'm not that old.
He didn't
Wait, you said Energizer Bunny?
Yeah.
Why did I think he was talking about a Teddy Ruxpin? I don't know, bro. I don't know. That registered. I was like, yo, bro.
Hold on. Wasn't it in his back?
In my timeline, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, but then we merged with a different reality than the Mandela effect.
Doing that.
And then when I saw Kazam with Sinbad, I'm gonna have to run and do my show, but I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm grateful that I get to come on and argue about senseless things with you guys, man.
I don't even know who we are. I just wanted to fucking instigate.
All right, real quick, Dark. You're grabbing one rifle. You're not coming back. You don't know when you're coming back. Which one are you taking?
T2.
Easy. I'm taking the LMT 40mm M203.
Jesus
no,
Christ.
You're not. Be honest. You're taking the Geisley.
I mean, if
you're gonna wave bye-bye to the Geisley. Bye-bye, Geisley. I'm gonna take the one I got hundreds of thousands of rounds through already that might need to replace something. Bye-bye, brand new Geisley.
my bolt is probably gonna shatter the first fucking magazine. I got 12,500 rounds to that bitch.
Bye, Geisley. I'm taking this bolt with me, dog. Sorry.
Same bolt, same beat. Yeah, I'm gonna slide that bolt. That's what you do. No, I mean, I don't know. Man.
One rifle and you dipping.
I'm probably gonna take the Super Duty.
I know it.
I mean, look, I can, tuck it back over my shoulder and still run through the,
straight up collapse that stock.
What is the optic?
Legs.
1-6 LPVO. Yeah, and if I need to push it out but even with my 1X prismatic, the 10-3, I was hitting silhouettes at 300 yards of that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
you
I
could
mean,
do a red dot. You could stretch to 5, bro. Like I don't know what the.
it just you know, it's what's
What's up, you?
easier in the day and age of
Yeah.
technology. It's like what's easier and what is better. Like, yeah, dudes were
I wouldn't say
clapping.
better. Be careful with better.
Well, better
What's the right tool for the job? It's
better
like
for the individual user.
that's all
So,
it
like,
is.
Q.
yeah, like it. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I
Uh,
just want to say something to what you said, but go ahead and finish.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, it's a perception thing. So it may appear to be better or easier or faster for the individual, but then for somebody else, it may be a terrible option. Like, Integrity may hate a 1-6, but Red Dawn could possibly go like tear some shit up with it. Like I'm using my 1-6 basically like a red dot that I can crank out there if I need to. But I also don't have nearly as much time behind the Geisley as I got behind that mofo right there. So I don't know.
Hey, so one thing to take into consideration, right? We're talking about hitting targets at that. We're talking about a no stress environment, right? We're not talking about two-way ranges. So when you start adding that stress on you, that exponentially increases the pressure. Now we're talking about known distances, right? So now, you know, in an engagement, you're talking about unknown distances, right?
I am making explosives in that case.
Bro,
Y'all
this is
take it
why
easy.
they
My bad,
ban you.
Javaku. I gotta run.
All right. Over there
I
in a
see you
minute.
later, Dark.
But I
All
wanna-
right, y'all. Red Dawn, if you want to hop on, man, let me know.
we're
Yeah,
talking
shoot it to me.
about
All
out this, but that's a known distance, right? So now I need a way to, you know, estimate my distance because that's going to affect my holdover and everything else. So that's one of those things where a LPVO kind of outshines a red
dot. You will not be able to tell distance with a red dot.
You're purely kinetic and you're going in. I have limited ranging estimations with a red dot, you know, 65 MOA ring, outer ring, 68 MOA outer ring. You could kind of work with that a little bit. But again, those things are really designed from 0 to 300. And now you're going to be engaging by volume. It's very rare to get a one hitter quitter. Because generally, if you're in that situation, someone's going to be shooting back at you. They're going to be moving. You're going to be moving. All this range kata we see where person extends out, presses out, shoots, walks forward, then walks back and still shooting. Generally, when stuff gets shot, it has a tendency of falling. Or
it makes a strange noise too.
You get a box, it ain't gonna make no noise. You hear that gurgling sound.
Gurgling.
Yep.
You might hear somebody poop. You might hear.
I can't feel my legs.
So you know, so that's
Mom.
Is the stew ready? Be on floor, Nah, but I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, yo, yeah, the red dot.
LPVOs are the best. I'm out.
Yo, I don't know
if they could make a prism. Like I like all the stuff Too Many Choices is saying about prisms. Prisms are freaking awesome. They do have ranging. The eye box is tighter than a red dot, but that's because you can buy freaking red dots with windows like this damn big now. You know what I mean? And the prism game is just kind of getting started. I hope they can be able to take it to that, like make a freaking bigger size window and things like that, which would be cool. I think prisms could take over red dots if they start to move in that direction.
Yeah, also one thing too about red dots is when you start getting the low light conditions and when even the playing field, you're not running odds and everything else. All red dots aren't NVG capable or compatible. You're letting in less light. So at least with the LPVO, I have a 28, sometimes a 30 millimeter objective lens. It's going to let in more ambient light, you know, so you can kind of see that. So again, I don't think there's no one optic to rule them all. You have to look at your situation and what it is you wanted to do. You know, I mean, I have a Ferrari, but I can't pull a fucking boat with it. I can do it once.
see a lot of those MVPOs bring in even more light than an LPVO because they normally aren't that skinny 30 millimeter at the end. They normally open back up a lot of them.
Some of them do and everything else. But again, it's not. It's a combination of the objective lens and the size of the tube diameter. A lot of the MPVOs is only rocking 30 millimeter tubes, right? LPVOs I use has a 34 millimeter tube, so that right there is going to let in more light, you know. But again, the downside is, I got an additional set of magnification I can go to, but that field of view is getting narrower. So now, in order to see something, I have to continually move my weapon system. Well, movement equals detection, right? So you have to take all that stuff into consideration.
How do you guys feel about like all the 100 concepts, anti-reflective devices and stuff?
They work. ARDs work.
Yep. Yeah. The 100 concepts, anti-reflective, caps on your scopes, on your piggyback red dots, on glass, and obviously like running light caps on your lights and things like that.
I mean, they serve their fucking purpose, absolutely. That's just jumping in to what are we really doing here? Am I defending myself, or I'm going offensive, like on the offense?
But wouldn't you want to be ready for it all?
Fair enough.
I mean, if you woke up tomorrow, let's just say a meteor hit the earth, just something random, it could be 100 million different things, but just to give an idea of like society like collapses. And that's why I do like the one rifle situation thing is like, if you have one thing you're grabbing and you're heading out and what you're doing is not livable and your car's not working and you're going to go on foot and you need some type of resources, like what are you taking with you? Obviously you get the job done with a lot of tools doing that.
But I'm saying in that, at that point, just because of where I fucking live, I really probably wouldn't have to go anywhere.
No, I feel you. But what happens when you need to get something? I mean, you have your network and hopefully he's got something to eat and you build out that group, but eventually everything would run out. You got to eventually go and do some type of reconnaissance and, see what's happening in the world. If you got no comms and you got no cell phones, you got no news, you got no radio, like you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to just sit here. The human beings naturally are going to be like, I'm not just going to sit here forever. Like I need to go see what the hell is happening. 15
minutes from where I live off grid. No one would ever find me, dog. Like no one would ever find me. Like it's just
straight up. That's the goal.
Straight the fuck up. Like 15 minutes from my house. Like you 15 minutes from my house. You make the wrong turn. You are
gone.
Bye. Bye. You ain't never coming back, bro. You never.
Just took a left turn into the 1800s.
Yo, you took a left turn, not into the 1800s. You took a left turn into the fucking woods, and there's gonna be miles of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a state park not far from me, and it's just like, yo, bro, if you literally walked around to the other side of that lake and you started walking across the woods, if you don't remember which way you walked, good luck.
Yeah. Hey, Red, you said something earlier about running a LPVO and a red dot head to head, shooting out the 25 and the 50. And in that case, I would think that the red dot would probably win because you have unlimited eye relief and everything else. And one of the biggest things with LPVO is getting your eye relief situated. And some of the LPVOs you can run very similar to a red dot, but it doesn't have eye relief. So that's just like knowing your tools, right?
100%.
But yeah, once you pass that 100 yards or that 50 yards, you get out to 100 and beyond, and the unknown distance.
I agree.
I know for a fact that LPVO is going to smoke that red dot's ass.
I agree.
Everybody,
but my point was in saying that, Jovan, was if people are saying that at 25 and 50 they're just as fast with an LPVO, red dots wouldn't exist anymore. And that's why red dots exist, is because you're not going to beat a red dot at 15, 25, 50. That's what it's for, is that fast acquisition. You don't need your eye right on it. Now, I would say, like, my LPVO, I'm running that Nova, the primary arms Nova, where in the center is basically a red dot. And what's gotten me a little faster at quick acquisition is getting a taller mount, running that 1.93 mount. So that way I don't have to get my face all the way down on a rifle, and all I got to do is look through it and it's already at the height that I need it to be. There's things you can do with it, but I agree with you. Like, yeah, if you're going out past 100, the LPVO rules, and if you're inside 50 yards, the red dot's going to beat it.
You know why red dots exist? Really for two reasons. Then they morphed. Your competition shooters was running red dots on their pistols and everything else. And some dudes that was actual shooters, they was like, hey, you know what? This kind of gives these guys an advantage. And they said, hey, how can we bring this to rifles and yada, yada, yada. Your modern red, and
it started with pistols?
Yeah. So your competition shooters back in the day in the 80s and everything else, they had like the was it Sealy or whatever that came on the pistols.
I thought it started with those occluded dots from back in the day, where it was like the front was blacked out and there was a dot. And I've seen them. They're older, much older optics.
If you look at like some of the older competition dudes and everything else, like from the 80s when they started getting into optics on your pistols and competitions, that kind of morphed into some of the military units. They say, hey, you know what, this is good. Can we get these on rifles? EOTech was started with a joint venture from the University of Michigan, and they designed that and everything else. So you had EOTech and Aimpoint, right? The two old dogs in the game. And the units brought those. The ultras in particular brought, because they're going in, they're doing dynamic shooting and everything else. And then just like a lot of things, it morphed from the military to the civilian market. And now I guess it's a good thing because it drives advancements and everything else. Now we got armchair dudes like myself sitting out on my deck smoking a cigar talking about, oh, this is the thing, da, 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 da. So everyone jumps on it. So when we look at it, what it was designed for was those guys taking down doors, going in, doing that dynamic shooting and everything else, right? Your HRTs and all that other good stuff. Now, with the advancements, EOTech, I hate to say their name and everything else, like giving an endorsement, they came out with different reticles, right? They had the circle dot, they had the circle 2 dots, 4 dots, and all that other stuff. Then the magnifiers, because they realized that I need a little bit better magnification to get out past certain distances, right? To get that fidelity on it. You start running into an issue where you start stacking tolerances with the parallax when you put a lens in front of a lens, right? That's just a fact. So it's a give and it's a take. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to adjust those things because, again, I really can't make wind calls or wind adjustments. One of the bad things about your 1X red dots and everything else, it's hard for me to make wind calls if I'm shooting something and I can't see which way. If I miss, I can't see which way the wind's kicking up to adjust that shot. I can do it with an LPVO. I can say, hey, aim half a target left, right? You're short, just come up. So that's where that advantage to the LPVO comes in at. If you're just taking doors and doing dynamic entries, a red dot is probably more favorable.
Yeah, it's gonna be your
and that's why I say the MVPO is king, because like you said, if we're going past 100 and I'm starting at 2X, that's fine. Like I don't really need the 1X, because if I have a red dot, if I don't have a red dot, 2X is kind of fine. But like if you're gonna carry something, it depends on what you're doing. But like I think of it now as like that special purpose rifle. That's the one rifle that I'm building now to be like my do-it-all rifle, and I prefer the MVPO over the LVPO because I'm gonna run a backup sighting system. It's hard to run backup irons with an LVPO unless you have a QD mount, right? Like, what are you doing with backup irons if you can't take the mount off? So, in my opinion, if I'm gonna run a red dot anyway or a backup sighting system to have, you know, two options there, then might as well have a little bit more power than an LVPO.
Yeah, I could buy that. I mean, I could buy that. You know, God damn it. Vortex made a 1-4 Ranger, right? Real nice. Everything else, they don't make them anymore. It had exposed turrets, easy to dial, and all other good stuff, right? Great first focal plane. 6 Hour made the Tangos 1-4, 1-6s. Great. First focal plane, real easy to shoot and get your dope, you know, all that good stuff. One way to get around that is to mount a micro red dot, right? The MRDS made by L3s. They were issued with the sniper systems that had 1 to 10 scopes, and it was a red dot that just sat right on top of the scope, right? So
see, I thought these were the first red dots right here. And they said 1970s.
Yeah,
I've actually seen a dude, but they were like not. It obviously is not like what we know of today as a red dot.
Yeah,
but
and if you look at like the old pictures when the GSG-9.
This is Dust's favorite setup right here.
Fish, that's Fish's favorite setup right there. He's like, that fucks. That fucks. Ain't nothing better than that. Right. Carry handle, fucking 1970s red dot. That fucks.
If you go back to some of the historical,
fuck out of here with that bullshit.
You go back and you look at some of the historical photos from like the German GSG-9, they had real long red dots, and it wasn't really red dots; they were more like lasers, right? They had red lasers. If you look at when the SAS took back the embassy, right, during the standoff, they was rocking MP5 with those things on them, right? And it's just like that evolution when they say, hey, you know, we got to do this, we want to do this and everything else, right? And it didn't become mainstream until the technology got cheaper and we could afford it. And it, you know, it's always a technology gap because we want stuff, but it costs too much to get it to the masses. So they, you know, they'll delay it and everything else. Now let's forget the sun positions.
Absolutely fucks with magnified optics.
It's not the sun, it's that Mirage.
It's Mirage, and Mirage will get you.
Yeah, and
you know what's worse than Mirage? Fog.
Yeah, you can still get Mirage off of an EOS.
I think he's like if you're shooting into the sun. I mean, you can call it a Mirage, but it's really just like glare. If you get way too much light into that thing,
shooting into the sun, you're looking into the fucking sun. Like there's no.
But also with LPVOs, you can get a sunshade that goes on them.
Facts.
As sunshade, you could be looking. You could be shooting into the sun with your red dot.
Yeah, Jova, I thought they made these before those running them on. They made these before those competition shooters were really running red dots on pistols and stuff. Which
can we leave this shit in 1970?
Bye bye.
Gotta wait before Fish comes back and sees that carry handle on that. It's like that's what I built. OG.
Hey,
I got a dude in my gun store who built like an old 1970 style rifle and brought it in. That's how I found out about those. He was like, "This is what they used to run back in the day." I was like,
"Look at
interesting."
Look at the night vision scopes they was running back in World War II, after World War II, and in Vietnam. You know, that shit was like a rucksack that carried a battery pack and everything else for it. So
it's like a Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Massive.
Don't cross the frames, you know. So as you're
technology's cool, man. Technology's cool. I'm just super skeptical about like. I'm super skeptical about like. Is this like is something really the shit or is just the trend? Seen it happen.
So let me ask you a question. I get what you're saying. This is the trade-off here.
I gotta shoot it. That's what it has to happen.
The MVPO with a red dot versus an LPVO. They're both trying to do it all. The LVPO, you're just cutting weight, but does it do it at everything as good as that MVPO with a red dot. Are you saving weight? Sure. But if you're picking two optics setups, right? Obviously you have to buy two optics if you're running a piggyback red dot, but which one does the do it all better? The LVPO or the MVPO with a red dot on top?
Hey, let me ask you, does the MPVO does everything that the LPVO do better?
Yes. You could range out. I'm automatically at 2 power.
Oh, if you're going past 100, 2 power is great to start at. Like, who cares?
That's cool. That's cool. But what are the chances of you even shooting at 12 power?
I mean, probably not great. Like 0.0% chance of me taking a shot at
a 2x12. Just okay.
Then we should all just run red dots with a 3x magnifier then and call it a day.
Yo, no, fuck that. I'll jump off. Yo, I'll barrel roll myself down the hill.
That's like saying why have the 1 to 10 then? I might as well just have the 1 to 4, the 1 to 6. And
I'm just saying. All right. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is that anybody running these 2x12s, I want to see you, not you specifically. If somebody runs a 2x12, I'm gonna be like, yo, let me see you range that bitch out.
Bro, somebody donate to the channel so I can scoop one up and make some videos.
All right, guys, we're gonna need donations.
I'm about $400 short right now.
Wait, actually, no, because then you'd be taken away from the kids.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get that figured out.
Holla at me in January.
January, we're gonna start a donation for Red Dawn and get him an MPVO. And him watch him say thank you, and it's like, sorry guys, this is the longest range I got, and it goes out to 300. Appreciate it. At that point, shoot some pennies.
Yeah. So let's think about this right here before we coined the term MPVO. We already had MPVOs. You know, we already had 2 to 10s and 2 to 12s. You know,
I just don't. You know, I'm not sold. I just got to shoot it. That's it. The MPVO. I just need to shoot it. So I'm on idle with that. I'm definitely on idle with that. What I'm not on idle with is ending this fucking live because this shit is ending right now.
Hey,
much love, everybody. Nah, you're the man, Joe Va, of course. Red Dawn, you too.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Much love, everybody.
About this
someone actually put LPVO for smaller caliber. Too many choices, man. No, not true.
5.56 isn't small caliber.
You can rock an LPVO.
You can rock an LPVO on anything.
Or on a 308.
They were rocking LPVOs on 50 BMGs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the do-it-all optic, guys. Get yours now.
When you're rocking an LPVO on a Barrett, what else is there to talk about, big dog? I'm just saying.
Here's the funny thing right here, right? They were rocking EOTech 512s on miniguns.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because here's the cool thing with the minigun. A minigun's not really a precision weapon. A minigun is just like, hey, fuck you and everything else.
I'm just saying. I don't fucking know.
I guess
dope.
Saw your person.
You know, I'm not knocking red dots. Never at one point I say red dots are trash.
So last question. If you're running an LVPO, you don't care about any backup sighting systems?
No, not really. I'm be honest with you.
Clearly.
That's like a red dot, you know? It's like, yo, you should have fucking irons.
Yeah.
In theory, you know, with anything outside of, if you're running anything more than irons, you should have irons.
Yeah.
In theory.
You should always, honestly, you should always rock a backup sights, right? Whether you got a mini red dot on top of your scope, or you got backup 45 degree or some other type of irons. Because remember, once you put an LPVO on it, and front sight's cool, it's that rear sight.
It's like that you can't flip up. It's non-existent.
Yep. So run the 45 degree offset. Sometimes some theories are, if you're getting up close and personal, all I really need is my front sight post. One of the problems you run into if you're, let's say you're co-witness, right? Lower 1/3, upper 1/3, or absolute, right? if that optic in the front gets occluded, you can't see through it. Those sights are no longer any good, right?
That's why you keep a sight tool inside the pistol grip and the mag pull little. Right. And then if you don't have a QD, your ass gonna be in the corner real quick, like
but you know,
bullets are whizzing over your fucking head.
When those things go down, they're gonna go down time when you can't repair it or anything else. Ask the Marines, they got into a firefight and they had to call back to the States and talk to the technicians at Barrett to get their shit up and running. True story, right? That actually happened. So again, that's like one of the arguments for 45-degree offsets, or one of the arguments to have a red dot on top of your scope. I mean, we can what if everything to death to where we say, you know what, let's just sing Hakuna Matata, buy the world some coke, and do lines off of a hooker's ass. Then you won't need none of that shit.
It's like, we don't need this.
Yeah, you know,
it's a lot more fun.
So this is my one last argument, and then I'll sign off because I'm probably gonna go over darks. But that if you're buying cheaper glass, right, or you're buying a cheaper scope, I think you're getting more out of an MVPO than an LVPO. Can you go buy an EOTech Voodoo 1-10? I'll take that bitch over MVPO. I can't afford it though. But I'm saying that there are LVPOs that kick the shit. Like, yes, you don't need it. But if you're buying cheaper glass, you're buying cheaper scopes, and you want to have good clarity out at your 8Xs, right? Then the MVPO is probably going to do that a little better than the LVPO.
Buy Vortex 1-8, like $300-400.
The Vortex Strike Eagle, is it?
It's a first focal plane.
Yeah, they got some first focal plane.
Check them out.
You can get and this is like the cool thing now. There's so many players in the game that they have to have quality glass. And gone are the days where you could take a fucking scope and you do like this, and the fucking reticle falls off. Right?
Shit ain't happening. Even the cheap scopes, that shit ain't happening. Now you buy a UTG and it won't do that.
Everyone's going with etched reticles. Right, that's standard now. If you don't have an etched reticle, you're not even in the game anymore. You know.
That's why you my dog, Goon Beam.
Yeah, I never thought the day I would fucking. I gotta shoot this MPVO. I gotta shoot it. I'm gonna reserve this conversation for next time.
Hey, Dust, next time up your way, I'll bring one up, man.
All right, cool. And then we could trash talk it together.
Yeah,
we could shoot it up on the mountain.
I want to be on FaceTime for this.
And
that's if we have service.
Yeah, and again, it goes to personal preference, man. I really think that there's something to be said for like a 1.5 to 8, 1.5 to 10, everything else, and then even the 1-10s. If you can get a true 1-10 or something that's close to it, that's just my opinion. My opinion is based on several things. Do I have EOTechs and shit like that? Yes, I do. And they're set up for very specific things, Mm-hmm. But my choice would be at least a 1-6 LPVO, because I can do so much more with it. Let's say I'm driving, right? I can stop. All right, yeah, that area looks clear. I can go down there, or something looks off. I'm going to divert. There's no fucking silver bullet. Penicillin don't work the way it used to work. All right, used to work. Shit. Right?
If you don't take it too much, that shit'll still work.
Nah, there's some shit out that motherfuckers
just don't buy that shit from Fauci.
Fauci juice. But all right, guys, I'm fucking ending this.
Cool. Hey,
much love, guys. Take it easy. Thank you guys for coming on, chopping it up. Thank you for your, the opinions that I love to argue with. It's amazing. And this fucking MPVO bullshit. I feel like it feels in it. I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole. I'm ending this shit because then I'm gonna start talking.
We out, bro.
I'm gonna start talking about PCCs and shit, and I'm gonna end up flipping my fucking whole.
You're gonna put an LPVO on a PCC. I see it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put an MPVO on a PCC.
There you go. Perfect.
And then I'm gonna argue with everybody because they're like 9mm is the best.
Ultimate recce build.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Much love, everybody. Stay strapped to get clapped. We'll see you guys next week. You guys stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Holidays are coming up. Don't forget about Toys for Tots. If you don't want to donate here, that's fucking fine. Donate somewhere else. Go to your local Toys for Tots. Go to a local homeless shelter. You know, pay your dues. Help people out. Don't be a scumbag. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
F class, 300 black. Much love, everybody. Take it easy. Later
Y'all.
Deuces. Thanks for having me, man.
Yep, no problem.